There are some kids that, when they first start playing, between 6 and 7, 8, maybe 9, and they're really good at that age. Mm-hmm. Then a few years later, once they start getting into that 12 to 13 age, their development stops. Mm. And the reason I say it is because I've seen it over and over and over again, where kids we train, they're not the best player on the team, but with the training, they catch the best player, and the best player stays where they're staying because they're not developed. So my question is, would you rather have a kid who's good early or good late?
Really depends on what you mean by late. However, in my opinion, early is never good.
Right.
Because there's a metrics now, you're never going to meet it. It doesn't matter what you do, you know? Are you saying like 3rd, 5th, 4th grade? What grade level are you talking about?
So let's go with, it sounds weird, but let's go 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade.
No, that's not good. The thing is that you can go all the way up to 5th grade, 6th grade, even. The thing is like you're always being told how great you are. There's no one to catch, right? There's like you have, in my opinion, when you have an elite individual, an elite child, or an elite client, you have to really find creative ways to challenge them.
Right.
They're really competing against themselves at that time. Right. And you have to take everyone else out.
And that's what you said is the bullseye. Because on one hand, some of those, younger ones, well, they feel like they're already arrived because they're just better at that time. They can maybe dribble a little bit better. They're a little bit stronger on the shot, so they're more aggressive. So they don't feel the need to feel like, well, you got to work on your left hand, right? Mm-hmm. But kids who are struggling, they know that they need to work on those things, so they're more open to it. Right. So that is such a big thing. Fortunately, with us, even when we get the ones that are the best players on the team, that few sample size, those parents understand that what those kids are doing now, they might not work as well in 2 or 3 years, right? Well, hey, he shoots all the shots, he drives, he's really aggressive, but he's not dribbling with his left, he's not passing them to his teammates, he's not working off the ball, right? Those are things that I need him or her to get better at.
Yeah. And the thing is like sometimes the X factor is size. Sometimes kids grow, sometimes they don't. And so you find the kids that have the skills early and they grow, like the ADs from the Mavericks. I'm 6'1", I've got handles. Now I get to 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot. I mean, you're a problem. Right. Scottie Pippen, he was a manager on a NAIA D2 team.
That's crazy.
Grew to 6'9", right? And then just went off from there. So Paul George grew in the league.
Yeah.
He came in the league 6'6", right?
Right. And he ended
6'6", ended up being 6'9". Yeah. So, what I wanted to ask you is, because I've been wanting to ask you this for a while, really hadn't found the moment to do it. Why not here? Time the ball. You have, and I know this for a fact, you have trained Division I kids, Division I guard per se, specifically. How did you challenge them?
With them, I went more of a pro style mentality where we're going to do this one concept, right? We know what you do great. We're going to work on this one thing, and it's going to be perfect. We're not going to settle for 10 reps. We're going to settle for 10 makes, right? Or we're going to settle for, out of those 10 makes, I need 6 or 7 in a row, right? Anytime you miss more than one, you got to go back and start over.
So you're working on percentages.
We're working on percentages, being efficient, really speed and fast, because I'm pushing them to go faster, because the people that are going to be guarding them are going to be faster and more athletic.
Right.
You can give them a counter, but it's more of, so when you're in that mindset, and you know this as a Division I athlete, it doesn't take much because you're competitive to begin with. So it doesn't take much to push buttons. And as you're working with them, you kind of find different things that like when they miss. So like, for instance, I had a kid who high-level shooter. And when he would make a few, I'd be like, man, those are nice makes. Show us a lot of rim.
There
right?
you go. Yeah,
lot of rim. So let's get some nets. I even have, and this is one of my greatest drills.
Okay.
It's a simple drill where I'll put you one spot. Let's say I have you like 3 feet from the goal. You got to make 3 in a row, but they all got to be all net. Anytime the ball touches the rim, you got to start over. And
Changes the focus,
that drill kills people. And I'm not even going, and I'll take it from an elite level. I've done that drill with some of my high-level elites, and it's 3 in a row, all net. We're coming, extremely fast over this screen, catch and shoot, mid-range to 3. Can't touch the rim, right? So now that focus is like laser focus, because a make isn't good enough.
Right.
It's got to be all net.
It's going beyond the make.
It's got to be on the make.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's ways to it's ways to push. I think the funniest thing is, to me, high level players, as well as from high level high school on up, those are the easiest players to train, because they usually have a singular focus. They're gonna push themselves. All you have to make sure you are is knowledgeable, right? If you're working on something, and I say it all the time, like, how can you teach a person handles when you don't have handles? Like, you got to be able to have handles to teach handles, right? So if you don't have handles, you can't teach them. And I think it was Bobby Jackson who was talking about how he was doing summer development with Sacramento Kings, and the players were coming to him because they were saying, yeah, man, this guy ain't even played basketball. Yeah. How is he going to teach me something, right?
Yeah.
So you have to understand that when you're working with them. I'm huge on, I can show you how it looks so you can see it, right? I'm not going to try to show you something that I can't physically show you how it looks, because I need you to see every intricate detail of it.
Gotcha. I like that. Yeah, so something that we do a lot with our kids is like that laser like focus, as you just said. And if it even nicks the rim, I don't even count it.
Right.
I don't even count it.
Right.
And it's got it. You're focusing on inner rows and all nets.
Right.
I mean, really. And then, okay, I even tell them, can you shoot with your left hand?
Right.
Like all those details to get them outside of thinking just a regular type of player.
Yeah, and that's the key.
Or an average player.
Is keeping them with an elite mindset.
There you go.
That elite mindset
absolutely
will really take them far. And like the one kid that came to mind when you said Division I was Kobe Williams.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Kobe Williams, great kid. I hadn't talked to him recently, but I would keep in touch with him and stuff. Great kid, and he was really good. And when we we worked on something, his eyes kind of got wider because he saw the value in it. And that's another thing. If they see the value in what you're showing them and they understand it, sky's the limit.
I like that. You know, one thing I'll add to your point as well, you have to really have a creative mind. You have to put the defense in places almost like your virtual service.
Yeah.
You have to put the defense in places where you know they're going to be.
Right.
And it can't be this. I may be getting to this spot with the same move, but the shot may not be the same.
No.
May not be the same.
Yeah. And I wonder if, like, I'm not watching other people train or in their place, so I don't know if that's what they're doing, but that's what I do. Yeah. Right? Whether it's a zone, you know, man to man. And what I tell players is, and you know, if I'm wrong, please correct me. All defenses have a set of principles. Yeah. Whether it's zone or man, they're going to move more or less the same way, right? Some 2-3 zones might be a little different with how they rotate. But once you've played against that defense, now you understand how it rotates, right? And once you understand how it rotates, now you can find the gaps in the places that you can be successful and get to those spots.
Was he completely Division I before he came to you? Or did he have some attributes that were Division I?
He was Division I when he came to me. But he was Division I based on his athleticism, based on his tenacity, you know, aggressiveness, competitiveness. Yeah. His shot wasn't where his jump shot wasn't where it eventually got. And when we made the correction, you know, from that, it was only 1 or 2 workouts. We made the correction for a few things, and I told him, look, you can get any spot on the floor with your quickness, athleticism, right? But you're gonna start playing guys that are quick, long, versatile. Yeah. You have to be able to use your jump shot to be able to get to the basket, right? And once he understood that, he was killing UTEP with almost the same thing I worked with him on when he played UTEP at UTEP.
I think we went to that.
Yeah, he was killing him. So, you know what? I've never, like, see, and I'm going to bring this up. Like, I do these videos, and I had this video, and it was, you know, on the virtual, and a guy said, hey, you know, what are your credentials? Now, I don't think he was like, man, what did you? I think he was just asking. Right. And the old website, I had all of that. When I revamped it, it's not there. And I'm kind of hey, well, right now, my 25 years experience, right? I never mentioned Kobe. I never bring up, like, if somebody says, well, have you ever trained a Division I athlete? I never said, yeah, you know, because I don't want it to be important to me, because I don't want my Division II or my JUCOs or kids that were really good at high school that didn't go to think that they weren't worth it because they weren't Division I, right? Gotcha. But like, if you was to say, well, list it or put it on the screen for this person to see just to shut them up, then I guess I could put that there. But I've never went there. Yeah. I've never went there, and it's funny because when you brought it up, and I'm thinking, like, who are you talking about? But I put it out of my mind so much through all the years and trainings and stuff that I've worked with people that I don't even think about, like, yeah, you know what? And that kid was, woo! If he had have done what I had asked him to do early on, Pangos, he's a Power 5 easy. Wow. He didn't he didn't start getting the Power 5 looks to towards the end, but by then, Louisiana Tech had really
locked
in on him, and it was important for him because that nurturing that he had.
Relationship piece.
Yeah, that I think Buzz Williams, because Buzz I think was at Texas A&M. Chad was calling me saying, "Hey man, everybody's asking about Kobe right now," and I was like, "Well, that's good. I told you." He's like, "Yeah, you called it, but if he had did a few things earlier, Power 5 easy."
I remember we went to the game. His body was built up so well.
Oh my God,
Oof.
kid was I still have it. When we did the showcase, and he goes up, he does his standing test vertical, he jumps, and I want to say his standing vertical was like 10.4, and he's like 5'10", 5'11", right?
That's crazy.
So then he does his two-step, and I want to say he got to 11.4, and I believe there's still a picture of it. Everybody's standing there watching it in awe. So then we started doing, because I was trying to get Tristan Newton. Yeah. We was trying to get Tristan Newton in here to go so they could, go against each other. But I think Tristan had committed to a tournament somewhere, right? College coaches come in and they see him and they say, "Yeah, we're not gonna have no chance with him. We know he's Division I, right?" Kids are like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "You gonna see." He goes down on almost like a semi-fast break, does a windmill dunk, easy. And everybody looked at me like, "Who is this?" I was like, "Yo, I'm just telling you, man."
I remember you called me about it.
I'm just telling you, man. That boy has some serious leaping ability.
Yeah.
So, to your point, later I think matters more. I think I'd rather take a kid a little bit later
of course,
than somebody earlier.